Kremlin as retaliation for that massive cyber attack last year. Pressures between Washington and Moscow are nothing new, with decades of tension over everything from proxy wars to trade policy to nuclear proliferation. It's important to note that throughout history, oftentimes breakthroughs in the strained relations have come via cultural moments. Among them, a performance by legendary American pianist Van Cliburn at a 1987 state dinner for the Gorbachevs at the White House. At the age of 23, he achieved worldwide recognition when he won the inaugural International Tchaikovsky competition in Moscow in 1958 during the Cold War. Time magazine lauded him the Texan who conquered Russia. Joining us now, historian and biographer Nigel Cliff. He's the author of the book Moscow Nights, the Van Cliburn story, how one man and his piano transformed the Cold War.
Nigel, we never thought we would look back to the good old days of Khrushchev with a smile, but there is such a great chasm between the United States and Russia has developed that it seems that even culturally, those cultural breakthroughs don't seem like a possibility right now.
They seem a long way away, don't they? I mean, I was just listening to your piece and thinking, how many similar things happened in the Cold War? How much is familiar? We've had suspicious deaths, poisoning, tit-for-tat expulsions of diplomats, proxy wars, annexations. I mean, we are in some ways back to where we were before, it seems to me. And culture has a part to play, of course. It's always there to remind people that they have similarities underneath, but emotionally they're the same people, and to connect people and to allow, I guess, safe expressions of fraternity between peoples. But it sure seems like a long way we have to go to get back to even the Khrushchev era. I agree.
Yeah, I remember Sting had a popular song in the mid-'80s called Russians, where the hook of it was, I hope the Russians love their children too. Van Cliburn, the Van Cliburn concert showed how willing Russians were actually to embrace an American. He sort of received pre-Beatles status there with crowds adoring him. I'm just, again, I'm wondering the disconnect between these two countries 25 years after the Berlin Wall falls. We're actually in a worse position now than we were then.
I think you're right. I mean, of course, when Van arrived, it was the first time, or the second time, that the borders had been opened. So, this was something brand new. And what really made him this hero to Russians as well as at home was, what are the odds? This American arrives in a country which has been closed off for decades, which is virtually unknown. It sends shivers of fear up the spines of the West. And the country falls in love with him. And thousands of women pursue him all around the streets, offering him flowers and a perfect pair and knitted goods and anything they can find, even old treasured heirlooms from the past. The entire country fell in love with this 6'4", blonde Baptist Texan who loved Russian music. He was obsessed with Russian music. So, what are the odds? How often does that happen again? I think culture is always there to bind us together, but it takes something kind of unique and special and unpredictable to have this kind of mass impact that Cliburn did have.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.